I bought the most expensive knives with the most unique designs for us to test and find out if they were really worth it or if I just wasted my money. And the most expensive one is going to impress you. These are all of them here, starting with this knife which cost me 160 Rs and was the cheapest one in today's video. It has a fully leather, beautifully carved sheath. We detach it here. Just look how gorgeous it is. The handle is made of rare carnauba wood. And the entire blade is made from volcanic stone, which can only be found near volcanoes. Clearly, it has a sharp edge and attractive grooves on the blade. We'll perform 3 tests on each knife, increasing the difficulty each time. In the first test, we're going to evaluate its blade by trying to cut this sheet of paper. If it cuts, it's because it's really very sharp. Wow, look at that. It's really sharp. Man, I've never seen a knife cut this much. Look at this. Oh my God! The second test for this knife will be trying to cut the rubber of the flip-flop, which is going to be a bit more difficult. Will it work? Wow. Look, it cut just like paper. It's really sharp. And the third test, the hardest one, will be trying to cut this piece of sugarcane. This sugarcane is a bit dry, so cutting it will be tough. If the knife goes through, it's very good. Let's see how many strikes it takes to slice this. Wow, this knife did really well on the first sharpness test. It easily cut through flip-flop rubber and sliced the sugarcane in 3 strikes, all for 160 Rs. It did everything well, so it's more than approved. 10 out of 10. The next knife is very special. It has this sheath here, all carved in leather, and it's a knife made of fossilized Damascus steel. And what does that mean? They found a fossil of this feather, and then they replicated the feather's design on the knife. So it's a practically unique and very special knife. This leather sheath is very beautiful. It also has the same shape as the knife, which is the feather. So let's test it to see if, besides being gorgeous, beautiful, and wonderful, it's also very efficient. Starting with a sharpness test on the leaf. It's cutting well, huh? Look at this, man. Yeah, the edge is really good. Now let's see if it's able to cut the slipper. Whoa! Look, it's having a little more trouble than the other one, but it's still cutting well. Now let's see the sugarcane. Let's see how many slices it takes to fillet this. Whoa, also in 3 slices. We managed to cut it and the cut turned out even nicer. Look, we made an almost smooth cut here, which means it's really sharp. The knife is really beautiful. It performed very well on paper, but it was worse than the other one, which was cheaper. On the slipper, it also cut, but with a little more difficulty compared to the first one. Now, on this one here, it did really well. So overall, I would give this knife a score of 8.5. The next knife cost 220 Rs, all because of its handle. Look how beautiful it is, and that's because this came from the Canadian Alps, from a moose. That's why the knife was so expensive, but its blade specifically isn't anything special. The only thing is that it has this Damascus steel, which for those who don't know is a process where several types of steel are mixed, heated, and pressed together, and then these patterns are formed, just like on the knife. Paper test. Hey, it cut. Oh, it's cutting really well too, huh? Yeah, actually kind of. It's not as sharp as the others, no. Big flip-flop. Oh man, I'm not really liking this one, huh? It's having a much harder time than the others, cutting both the paper and this piece of flip-flop. This isn't cool. Let's see if now, with the sugarcane, it'll redeem itself or just make things worse. Hey, I was turning the sugarcane, but we ended up cutting it well. So this knife didn't perform that well on paper, didn't perform that well on the flip-flop, but it kind of redeemed itself when cutting the sugarcane. So I would give it a score of 6. And what's up with that, right? The price of knives is going up and the quality is going down, but let's see if this one breaks that pattern. This cleaver, which is better than the other knives, cost me 260 Rs. It's a Chinese cleaver that was sharpened on a diamond stone, and because of that, it actually has the sharpest edge in the world. We're going to test that now. Let's do the paper test. Not embarrassing itself, huh? On paper, it actually did pretty well. Now let's see how it performs here on the flip-flop. Wow, look at that. It's like butter. What's this? It slices really easily. Look at this. Wow. I cut. What's this? So far, this one has the sharpest edge by far, but we still have the sugarcane test left. 3, 2, 1. Man. My God. So this cleaver easily got a 10 because it performed great on paper, great on the slipper, and even better on the sugarcane. Look at each smooth cut it made with no difficulty at all. 10, 8.5, 6, and 10 again. Those were the scores for each knife's performance. These two here were definitely the best. Of course, this one has a slight advantage because it's a cleaver, right? This was the cheapest in today's video and for me, the best. The conclusion is that some knives were a bit more expensive, but simply because of their looks and not their performance, while this one was the cheapest and had the best performance. Now for you, which of all these knives was your favorite? Leave it here in the comments and take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. If you're new to our content, leave a like, it really helps me. See you in the next video. Thanks and goodbye.